Welcome back to my channel. I am doing an empties video today. I have accumulated quite a few things over the last couple of months that have been really helping out with like my dry, dehydrated skin, also very sensitive skin. So if you are looking for recommendations, things that you might want to pick up for yourself, I highly recommend these. So keep watching to see what they are. All right, so first up is this skincare solution from Dermatica. It's custom for my skincare needs. I am using tretinoin and azelaic acid basically to help treat adult acne and also hyperpigmentation that I've been experiencing. So, this is the first bottle of my regimen that I have finished, and it kind of has set the tone for the rest of my skincare. Because tretinoin can be a bit drying and irritating, I wanted to make sure that my skin barrier was really intact when I use this product because I want to be able to use it without having to stop. So that's the kind of why you'll see everything else in my routine is very much catered toward hydration, 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 and barrier protection because I want to be able to get through this, period of time with the most healthiest skin possible. That being said, I've really loved this product. It's been really wonderful to see my skin progression. Just in like a couple of months, I've basically seen a reduction, not like dramatic, but I've definitely seen a reduction of dark spots. I've seen my skin texture start to change a lot. It's much smoother, it's more calm, there's less breakouts. And yeah, overall, this has been great. And I started out with a really low percentage of tretinoin, and slowly they're kind of working me up. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I also have a code for this brand. So if you've wanted to try Dermatica out for yourself, I will leave that on the screen somewhere or in the description box or both, just so you guys can grab this product if you have been interested in trying any of their skincare. I think their custom skincare is so important because it's just based off of you and your goals. Even though you might see somebody else with similar skin to you, it's everybody has different goals. So I think custom skincare is definitely the way to go, especially for certain concerns that you may have. And I feel like nothing has worked faster to really reduce hyperpigmentation than tretinoin has for me. So yeah, definitely highly recommend this. Okay, so for cleansers, I have been really enjoying the Cleanse by ILIA. This is a foaming cleanser, and basically it's just very simple, but really well formulated. It's not a drying formula whatsoever. It's actually quite hydrating, but gentle. I found that it was really effective at helping remove makeup. It's just an all around solid cleanse. And yeah, I actually would recommend this if you are somebody who loves foamy cleansers. I kind of can take them or leave them. I prefer more traditional like gel or like hydrating cleansers, but this is really lovely. And like I said, because of my skincare goals, this was actually really nice to have in my routine. Nice and lightweight, really hydrating. Yeah, can't say more than that. Next up is from Kiehl's, and this is the Ultra Facial Cleanser. This was my favorite between the two, just from a texture standpoint. This felt a lot more luxurious, just a lot more like the bubbles and the lather just felt very like rich and creamy. And yeah, I felt like it really like clung to my skin really well. Where I use a silicone brush to kind of like work the product in, and it lathered up beautifully. I could put this like on my eyes and I wouldn't feel any stinging. So yeah, this was of the two my favorite and definitely the one that I would reach for or repurchase sooner. And again, it's just because it's so lovely. Um, no fragrance, lots of really great nourishing ingredients. And yeah, I just feel like you don't need a lot. Like I at first was using like a dime size amount and I reduced it to maybe like a pea size. It really like lathers up and expands really beautifully. So you don't even need a lot. This whole bottle could last you an extremely long period of time. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Let's also do makeup removers. I finished two. The first up is from Espresso, and it is their oil to milk cleanser. Comes in this really beautiful glass bottle, which was lovely. And you pump it out, and then you basically rub it on, and then you emulsify it to remove it. I really enjoyed this. I will say it wasn't unscented, but it wasn't like a very strong scent. My only con with this, and maybe why I wouldn't repurchase this, is just because of the way that it removed after it was emulsified. I could still feel it kind of clinging to my skin. Like I could still feel like oil on my skin. And it was kind of like difficult to remove it. So that would be my only con because I've used other oil cleansers and other balm cleansers that I feel like come right off. I feel like this kind of just wanted to cling onto my skin. But other than that, I mean, I did finish it and I was able to, use it in my shower every night to get skincare and like sunscreen and makeup off. So it's definitely effective, but it's just that like there's just that one little thing about it that if they could change it, it would be perfect. The other thing I really enjoyed this month to use, especially for not just removing like skincare at the end of the day, but also I've moved this to the morning, and this is my morning cleanse, and that is the Bioderma Sensibio H2O micellar water. I essentially have learned that my skin likes just to be cleansed with a cleanser once a day. So I save that for at night when I need to remove makeup and, sunscreen, and in the morning to kind of get rid of like the dead skin cells from overnight and the skincare from overnight, a little bit of cool water on a washcloth, and then just following it up with this and like a toner. And my skin loves it. So I feel like that slight adjustment in the morning has really helped my skin just be less sensitive. And then all those oils and things that I'm producing overnight don't get like immediately stripped away in the morning. So I've really, really enjoyed this. This is just one of my favorite products, period, that I would always repurchase because once you put micellar water in your routine, you see how effective it is at getting rid of like everything, makeup, dirt, oil, all that stuff. So this is lovely. And I love that it's for sensitive skin because I'm a sensitive skin queen. So I love the Magic Molecule antimicrobial skin cleanser. They call it the solution, and it's basically hypochlorous acid. Um, and I've never really used a product like this before. I know now that there are other products on the market that are maybe similar, but I've never tried any. This is the first time I've tried this ingredient on my skin, and my skin loves it. For any bacterial breakouts, and not even just that, like you can use it for an array of different skin conditions, like on bug bites. You can use it for like minor burns, lacerations, things like that. Things to like, cleanse your skin after some sort of like disruption. But for me, I just use it on my face and my neck. And I love it. Like I feel like it's helped keep any like bacterial issues at bay. So now if I have a breakout, I know it's either hormonal or it's like maybe my skin's purging from something, but really I have not experienced any bacterial breakouts. I make sure I get it around my eyes. I make sure that I get it like behind my ears, like just all over, and it's been lovely. It's unscented. You don't even feel it. Like it doesn't sting. It's basically like water. Um, but that hypochlorous acid is like really great. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial. So yeah, you can basically use it as like your layer to just cleanse your skin after you've cleansed your skin, if that makes any sense. And yeah, it's great. I would absolutely 100% repurchase this because I loved it that much. Next product is the Base Face Milk by ILIA. This is a product that I recently was sent from them in their PR. And was just finishing up the Laneige Cream Skin toner that got reformulated recently. I had an old bottle, and just as I was finishing that and kind of dreading trying the new formula of the Laneige, this came in PR. And I have to say, kind of going from one to the other, um, really didn't skip a beat. I would say that the old formulation, at least, and this are quite similar. Um, but I actually ended up really liking this a lot. Like it definitely it's not as liquidy. It feels a bit more like a lotion, sort of like watered down lotion, maybe. But yeah, it didn't like run. So it really felt like it gripped onto the skin and was very hydrating. The immediate effect after you put it all over was that you are glowing. And I just love that. And it played really nicely under makeup. I would use this in the morning. I would use this at night when I was going to bed. It lasted quite a while as well. I like this and I really would recommend it. And then the last toner that I really have been loving is by Pyunkang. I hope I said that right. It is their Essence toner. And this really surprised me. I picked this up because I ran out of something else that I was using. And I was really intrigued because this doesn't have any like water in it, but it uses plants, like tree saps and things to make up, the water content in the bottle. So really you're essentially using like really concentrated plant powered skincare ingredients to hydrate your skin. And I really loved that concept, that they found other ways to hydrate your skin beyond just water. And obviously plants have water content, but I should say like water is not like the main, or even like I don't even think it's an ingredient at all. So um yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yes, using like a root extract. I don't even want to, you can read these ingredients later, but yeah, it's also very minimal on ingredients as well. So I don't know, it's just like extremely, um, I don't know, it's just lovely. I already repurchased this. I emptied it. And before I even emptied it, I got a new one because I was like, I really like this. This is one of those happy surprises. I just tried it out. I do this thing now where like I order something and then I'll go on TikTok and see what people are saying about it. And I found a lot of people really like this, and I was like, oh, thank God! Like it's a good, blind buy. But yeah, I try to just like do my own like research first, and then I'll go to TikTok because I don't want to be super swayed by what other people are saying. Not that I don't think other people have valuable things, but I like to be able to try to figure out what my skin needs, and then I'll, confirm that it's a good product later, if that makes sense. I like being able to know what my skin needs. Like if I went to a Sephora, I wouldn't didn't have internet access. Like, would I know what to pick out for my skin, if that makes any sense? So that's kind of why I grabbed this, because it looked like for my skin and what I needed that this would be perfect. And yeah, it ate. I fear that this is one of these products that I'll probably always have in my rotation because it's just that good. All right, so let's get into hydrators and serums. First, let me start with my like holy grail moisturizers and serum, and that is from Hada Labo. This is their Gokujyun line, and it's basically like 7 different size molecules of hyaluronic acid, and I've been using this for years now, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years. Whenever I first started my like K beauty, J beauty like journey, these had Reddit like ablaze because they're really simple. They are unscented. They are pH balanced, like anything and everything you could think of that's like, appropriate for sensitive skin. Um, this is it. And they're very simple products. And whenever I run out of these, I get really sad because it takes a while to reorder them. But yeah, I love them so much. This is the Gokujyun Milky lotion. And then this is just the lotion. And the lotion is just like, I would liken it to a serum, like in like Western, skincare. This looks more like a serum, but in Japan they would call this a lotion. And then the milky lotion is what I would call a lotion, right? Like it has that white texture and it's a bit more thick, more viscous, really. But it's not thick. It's rich and creamy, but it's not like a thick, heavy moisturizer. These together, I would always use them together. I know it's a bit overkill. You don't need to, but I just loved layering them back to back because it just made my skin like so juicy, so plump. Just they're everything to me. So this is a definite repurchase. I always repurchase these. I literally cannot live without them. And because they're the texture, they're so lightweight. As you get into the hotter, warmer months, they're just perfect. They're not too heavy, and they do wonders for my skin. So I love these and I will repurchase these like forever and ever. Um, so while I'm kind of in serum mode, Alpha H vitamin B serum with 5% niacinamide is like also, I think, a holy grail for me. This is maybe my fifth bottle of this, fourth or fifth bottle of this, and I love it. Every single time that it's in my rotation, in my routine, my skin looks different. It looks healthier, it glows. I don't know how else to say, like, it's noticeable when it's not in my routine. My skin doesn't look as like hydrated or quenched. This is a game changer sort of product, where you put it in your routine and you're like, wow, like I was missing this. That's how excited I get about this serum. So next up for moisturizers is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is a bit more lightweight, almost a bit like the Milky lotion. More viscous, thicker, more solid. This is definitely more runny, but they kind of feel the same to me, like the same effect on the skin, just like a juicy, plumping, hydrating sort of feel. And yeah, I just like that it, again, fragrance free. It has, no parabens, that sort of thing. It's just extremely like lightweight, very comfortable on the skin. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's beautiful. It feels very creamy, very dreamy. Um, if I had to say if I would repurchase this, I'm on the fence only because I have a lightweight moisturizer that I like more. But if I didn't, like, if I had no idea about the Hada Labo, this would definitely be a repurchase. It's just that because I have something else that I feel like could swap in for this, that's sort of where I feel like I wouldn't replace it because it's not doing something that different from something I already have. But it's definitely something I could at least recommend this if you're going to Kiehl's and you need recommendations on what to grab. I definitely don't think you will go wrong if you put this in your basket. Like not at all. Okay, so now moving up kind of intensity is the Pyunkang Intensive Repair Cream. This cream is much more rich than the Kiehl's um, cream that I just showed you. It's definitely like more thick, more like creamy. It's moisturizing, and I found sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to like spread. Like it's really thick. That was my only, I think, like kind of complaint about it. But like because it's an intensive barrier sort of repairing cream, like that's the point. It's really thick. So if you want something more lightweight, this is definitely not that product for you. But for me at night, I don't really care about the weight so much of my moisturizer. That's usually like a daytime thing because I'm worried about like if it will work well with, makeup or under my, sun care. But really at night, I'll go more rich. It doesn't really matter to me like if it's hot or cool outside. Like I really don't care about that in terms of time of year that I'll use a rich cream. But yeah, for me, this was just a bit like heavy, and I would have to add like a few drops of oil just to like loosen it up so it'd be more spreadable. So that's my only kind of like downside to it. But again, because it's a barrier cream, I think that I could recommend it for people who need to strengthen their moisture barrier because I do think that it still was very nourishing and protected my skin. It's just that, like I said, it's a texture thing and just a spreadability thing. And for me, I feel like because there's other products, even ones that are like kind of in this pile that I've tried, I would replace those before I replace this one. Next up is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Advanced Repair Barrier Cream. Now, similar to this one, it's rich, it's thick, but I like that it's in a tube. So already I feel like bonus points because I really hate digging my finger into jars to get product, especially moisturizer. I don't know why. I just hate that it gets like in my nails and stuff. So I really prefer a tube or like a pump or something to get those type of products out. But this one felt a little bit different. Even though it's rich, it like blends out really like nicely. I would definitely recommend again adding a bit of like oil to it just to like maybe like thin it out or shear it out a little bit. But for me overall, I feel like this was just a much nicer user experience. And again, like I would reach for this. Like if I would get any like irritation around my like mouth or anything, I would reach for this. Like this, like hands down, was one of my most favorite products that I tried in the past like couple of months because I felt like when I would put this on overnight, wake up, and my skin would basically look back to normal, or you could see that it's starting to heal. So I feel like this was just like such a sort of like game changer, something that I would definitely repurchase and keep like in my nightstand or keep in my rotation because you just never know when you're going to have that like irritation on your skin or your skin feels a bit like raw and you need something very like calming to help it feel better, that would be this for me. And I would highly recommend this and I would definitely repurchase this. And then lastly in this category is the Dew Instant Angel Lipid Rich Moisturizer, kind of like the Kiehl's barrier cream. Like that's kind of the purpose of this. This is to help strengthen and repair your moisture barrier. But the texture of this was so lovely. Like it completely has lived up to the hype for me. And I really feel like it helped my skin just look not only like extremely like glowy and hydrated, but it also, I could tell that it was really helping my skin be healthy. Like it just felt beautiful. It looked glowy. The difference, to keep going back to the Kiehl's, like for example, the finish on this was more like a matte satin sort of thing. Like you're not gonna immediately get like a sheen from it. Whereas this, immediately your skin is just like that glazed donut, like that everybody kind of goes for, right? With their skincare, that's this in like a tube. And on top of that, it's extremely nourishing, hydrating, all of the things. And it's a small women owned business. So I would highly recommend supporting that if you are into that kind of thing. But yeah, this is a beautifully formulated product. I would 100% repurchase probably the bigger tube next time because I went through it a little bit fast because I was like kind of addicted to it, if that makes any sense. Like I loved when I got to the step where I could put this on because I would just put it like everywhere, like slather it on. So this is the one I think I'm the most excited about out of all my hydrators because yeah, it was just like a great user experience and you just look beautiful when you wear it. So yeah, highly recommend. All right, so then we have some products for the eye category. Also from Dieux is the Oracle Reviving Eye Gel. This was really nice as well. It's rich but lightweight, I would say, very, very hydrating. I would use this with their eye masks that they have. Highly recommend those as well because when you put them on over top of the skincare, you can really tell that it's like helping the product like sink into your skin, and you really see how like plumping the effect is. I get like eye hollows, especially in the springtime when I'm like suffering from allergies. I get like eye hollows and then I get puffy under eyes, like the worst of both worlds, really. Which the puffy eyes are fine because they're really cute, but the hollows for some reason really bother me. So if you put this on and then you put the eye masks, the patches on, it really helps like plump that area out temporarily. And it's lovely. And I just feel like this is again just one of those products where I would absolutely repurchase it because I feel like the effect that they are saying that this gives, it gives, which I think is important because I hate when you get an eye cream or an eye gel product and it says it's hydrating. And then like 20 minutes after it sinks in, your eyes feel dry again. And this is not like that. You feel the effect of the hydration for quite some time after you actually apply it. And I think that's what makes it to me worth purchasing and repurchasing in my case. The next thing I really enjoyed this month was the creamy eye treatment with avocado from Kiehl's as well. This for me was my first time trying it, but I am very aware of this product. A lot of people have recommended it before. I know it's kind of a cult product that they have in their line. And for me, I think it lived up to the hype. It was extremely creamy, but rich. So where the Oracle eye gel was like lightweight and very like fluid, this is definitely more rich. If you have extremely dry under eyes, this is going to be your best friend. Um, but you can definitely be too heavy handed with it, which I learned. So definitely less is more with this, but it was wonderful. I would use it with the eye patches as well, just to like help my skin absorb even more of the product. And it would always leave my under eyes looking extremely hydrated, beautiful, very plumping. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just really enjoyed it. I think definitely a repurchase for sure because, and I could definitely see this being better for like winter months versus like summer. It can skew a little bit heavy for your under eyes because it's such a sensitive, thin area. But yeah, if you want something with like a big like punch of hydration and moisture for your eyes, this is a really high recommendation for me, and I would absolutely 100% repurchase this. All right, and last up, it's not fully empty, but we're getting there, and it is the Topicals Slick Solve Mint Lip Balm. This was my favorite thing that I got over the winter. It's now the spring, and I still have just a little bit left, which is crazy longevity, but for me, I've been using this like nonstop since the winter. My skin on my lips was so dry this winter specifically. I'm not really sure what was happening, but it just kept cracking and kept being like extremely like flaky. So even, all the other lip balms and products that I had in my routine, I would put them on and nothing kind of put them at bay like permanently than this. And I'm not really sure how else to say it than that, but this is not just a lip balm. It has a lot of really great ingredients in it as well. It contains ceramides, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and rice bran wax. And I think that's why for some people that it maybe feels maybe heavy. It's definitely sticky, but for me, like it helps the product, I think, cling to the skin and sink into the skin so you actually get the skincare benefits that are in the lip balm. Um, I also will just wear it with a lip liner like I'm doing today. It's very versatile, but first and foremost for me, it was a skincare purchase. I definitely was like, I'm tired of having crusty lips, and this has pretty much eliminated that. For me, I would highly recommend this. If you don't like sticky texture, I get it. Maybe just try using it at night, right before you go to bed, because I do feel like the benefits are worth it and they outweigh the texture issues that people might have. But yeah, she's beautiful. Highly recommend it. And it's a Black owned business. So, we always love to support. And yeah, they're doing their thing at Topicals. I love the brand, and this is a great product. All right, so that was my empties for the month of May. Like I said, the big focus here was skin barrier support and hydration, and really just keeping my skin as like moisturized as possible and not irritating it because it's very sensitive. So I hope you guys saw some recommendations in here that you might try. If you have tried any of these, let me know what you think or what your experiences have been. If you've tried any of these and you have a better recommendation, let me know because I definitely want to try out new things that kind of fall in line with what I have here. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Hopefully, my next video will come much sooner than this has. But yeah, I'm hoping that I could definitely just do a few more of these. I have some other empties with body care products in them as well. So hopefully we'll get through all of that so I can finally take all this stuff to recycling because it's definitely taking up space. So anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.